Good afternoon, students. How are you? I hope you all are fine. See, we are going to see the history second lesson, Unit 2, Emergence of New Kingdom in North India. Emergence of New Kingdom in North India. Okay. See, we all heard about the North Indian kingdoms. Moreover, the Sultan, Palas, Rajputanas people, and moreover the Persians peoples. Mostly the Sultanians and Rajput people only they had ruled over the North Indian kingdoms. Okay, so in this lesson we are going to see. So those Rajput people, they are ruling the North Indian kingdom. Is there any other changes occurred, or any other new kingdom start over in our period, in the medieval period? Okay, so we are going to see, so to acquire the knowledge about the kingdom of Rajputs, okay, so and their counterparts in the northern India, and moreover we are going to see the accession of contributions of Rajputs and moreover Palas. So how they started our culture, Indian culture, they followed some Indian culture here, everything. And to know about the early military expeditions of Arabian and the Turkish people. Okay, so in this lesson we are going to see how the Arabian and Turkish people, they came to our India, and what are the contributions of the Rajputs and Palas to their Indian culture. Okay, so see here. Introduction, that means there are plenty of stories we can speak about the valor of the Rajput units, okay, because they are very valor and they are very chivalry, they are very great. Okay, so Rajput states formed a collective entity, collective kingdom. It is called as the Rajputana. Okay, Rajputana. Okay, Chittor is the main prominent kingdom. Okay, they became the rallying point for all the Rajput claims. That means origin of Rajput start from the Chittor region. Okay, ma. See here, it was small compared to the Malwa and Gujarat. Comparing to the Malwa and Gujarat. So, Rajput kingdom is a very, very small kingdoms. Okay, so after that they had made over the Chittor, Malwa, Rana. So by celebrating their tower of victory, they built up a Jayastampa tower in Chittor. Okay, so in this way only the Pratigara, Palas, the powerful kingdom in the western India, they had started over the expansion in eastern India respectively. Okay, so this Pratigara dynasty was started over by the 9th century. Okay, so they started their sovereigns of Rajasthan and Kannauj. So you can see here in the left corner you can see over the Gurjara Pratigara kingdom. Is it no? So here only the Rajputana kingdom has started. Okay, ma. So slowly they acquired all the kingdom related to the Gujarat, Rajasthan, Malwa, and slowly they captured mostly East India, everything. Okay, so this India's Islamic period also begin immediately contest of Arab conquest of Sindh. Okay, so you can see over the Sindh here. So, Arabian conquest also started slowly by this kingdom. Okay, ma. So, okay, origin of Rajputs. We are going to see the origin of Rajputs. So, the word Rajput is derived from the Sanskrit word Rajaputra. Okay, so the word Rajput is derived from the Sanskrit word Rajaputra. That means scion of the royal blood. They are the very royal blood interior peoples. Okay, that is the meaning of that. Okay, so the word meaning of Rajaputra means scion of the royal blood. Okay, so after the death of the Harsha, so Rajput king, after the death of the Harsha in AD 647, the Rajput clan slowly established in different parts of the northern India. Okay, ma. So these Rajput people, they are the pedigree for back into the past. So how they are saying their ancestor means, so there are three principal houses. Okay, so there are three principal houses. Three principal houses means they are in the formal way of three ancestors. Okay, the first one is Surya Vamshi. Surya Vamsi, that means they are relating to the race of the sun family. Okay, so till now the Hindu people, they are making the idolship of the sun, is it no? They are making the belief in the sun, that sun is the god, is it no? So okay, so they are saying that they are the race of the sun, they are the family of the sun. Okay, and Surya Vamsi, that means the race of the sun. Second one is Chandra Vamsi, race of the moon. Chandra Vamsi means they are race of the moon, family of the moon. Okay, so now also the Mahabharatam or some other relating of the epics, you can hear that Surya Kudumbam, Chandra Kudumbam, they will say that, isn't no? So that is the Surya Vamsi means race of the sun. Okay, Chandra Vamsi means race of the moon. Agni Kula means race of the fire god. Okay ma. So there are three principal houses of the Rajputs. What are they? Surya Vamsi, race of the sun. Chandra Vamsi, race of the moon. Agni Kula, race of the fire god. Okay, what are they? Surya Vamsi, Chandra Vamsi and Agni Kula. Okay, so among these, those who claim the descent from the solar and lunar lines, Chandalas or Bundelkhand are prominent. Okay, Chandalas and Bundelkhand were prominent. So nothing that they are the Tomaras relating to the Haryana region. Okay. So, but they were overthrown by the Chauhans in the 12th century. So, that story we can study in the next lesson later. Okay. So, there are three belief principal houses: Surya Vamsi, Chandra Vamsi and Agni Kula. Okay. Next, there are totally 36 royal Rajput clans are there. Okay, royal Rajput clans are there. Totally 36 royal Rajput clans. What is meant by clans? King only. Okay, so 36 kings, Rajput kings, they have ruled over that North India. Among them, only the four only we are going to see. Four main clans we are going to see. So, who are they means? First, among them, the four claimed a special status. Who are they means? First one is the Pratikaras. Second one, the Chauhans. Third one, the Chalukyas. And fourth one, the Paramaras of Pavas. Okay, the Pratikaras. The Pratikaras is the first Rajput kings. They have ruled over the Rajput dynasty. Okay, Pratikaras, and next one is the Chauhans. Okay, and after that, the Chalukyas. The Chalukyas, we are another name we can say it as the Deccan Chalukyas. Okay, because they are also the family of Solankis family. Okay, so the Chalukya, otherwise known as the Solankis family. The Paramaras of Pavas. Okay, so these, the four clans were all the Agnikula origin. Understand? Okay. So, there are totally 36 royal Rajput clans are there. Among them, the four main clans are the Pratikaras, the Chauhans, the Chalukyas or Solankis, the Paramaras of Pavas. Okay, ma. So, the first one we are going to see about the Pratikaras. So, the Pratikaras is the first dynasty started over in the Rajput dynasty. Okay, the Pratikara is also called as the Gurjara Pratikaras. See the first line, the Pratikaras is otherwise known as the Gurjara Pratikaras, one of the main four prominent clan of the Rajputs. Okay, so he has ruled over the Gurjara dynasty. Okay, what is meant by the Gurjara dynasty means, now we can say it as a Gujaratra, Gujarat to Jodhpur. Okay, we know that is a no Gujarat to Jodhpur. So in the 6th century he ruled over the dynasty, that is the Gurjara Pratikara dynasty. Who led the foundation of Gurjara dynasty means Harichandra one led the foundation of the Gurjara dynasty. Harichandra led the foundation of the Gurjara dynasty. Okay, so he founded the Gurjara dynasty, but who was the first prominent ruler means Nagabhatta I. He is the first prominent ruler of the dynasty. Okay, ma. So who led the foundation of Gurjara dynasty? Harichandra. Who was the first ruler? Nagabhatta I. Okay, he was the first and prominent. Prominent means he is a very great ruler. Okay. So Nagabhatta I was the first and prominent ruler of the Pratigara dynasty. Okay, so mostly he ruled over 2 centuries. He ruled over the Broch, Jodhpur, and he extended his dominion up to the Gwalior country. Okay, he repulsed the invasion of Arab of Sindh. See, I need to say that in this time only the Arabian people is ready to attack our India. They need to come forward to our India. But what is the main aim of the Rajput dynasty means? They need to extend the Hindu dynasty forever. They should not give the permission for the Arab to extend our kingdom. Okay, that is their main objective. Okay, so they mostly struggled for that only. Okay, ma. See, so they repulsed the invasion of the Arab of Sindh. Okay, and mostly they checked their expansion. Okay, but he was succeeded by the Vatsaraja. His attempt to control over Kannauj. Kannauj means it's one of the main places. Okay, it's near to the Gwalior. Kannauj means it's a one place. So, Kannauj is a very, very fertile land, and moreover, it having so many of the tributaries there. Okay, wealth, and moreover, wealth is there. Okay, see here, he was succeeded by the Vatsaraja. Why he succeeded means, moreover, they fought for the fertile land Kannauj. Okay. So, there is a conflict. Conflict means, moreover, the 3 or 4 kingdoms struggle for the Kannauj. Okay, they need to capture the Kannauj and they need to become the rich country. That is their main aim. Okay, so in that, moreover, they fighted among each other. Okay, see here, I need to say the tripartite struggle. What is meant by the tripartite struggle means, I already said that there is a fertile land named as Kannauj. Okay, but moreover 3 or 4 kingdoms they fought for the fertile land, but because of this war itself they lost so many of their wealth. Okay, so many of their wealth because they concentrated only to capture the fertile land. So they didn't see over their own land, and moreover they leave their local kings. They leave the control of local kings. Moreover, there is an interactive quarrel among the people itself. So what happened? The small kingdoms, they went over, they get over the freedom differently, and they went over with their small kingdoms. Okay, that is the tripartite struggle. So what is meant by the tripartite struggle means, there was a prolonged tripartite struggle between the Gurjara Pratigaras of Malwa, the Rashtrakutas of Deccan, and the Palas of Bengal. I said, is it no 3 or 4 kingdoms they had fought for the fertile region. Okay, that is a prolonged tripartite struggle means war. Okay, so between the Gurjara Pratigaras of Malwa, okay, that is the one kingdom, the Rashtrakutas of Deccan, that is another kingdom, and the Palas of Bengal. So the 3 kings, they fought among each other and they need to establish their supremacy over the fertile region of Kannauj. So in this process, all the 3 powers were weakened. Okay, so they didn't concentrate their own country. Their main aim, they need to get over the Kannauj country. Okay, so that they leave everything in their own kingdom. Okay, so Nagabhatta in this Rashtrakuta, Gurjara Pratigaras of Malwa in this kingdom, they ruled the Nagabhatta too. Nagabhatta, after the Vatsaraja, Nagabhatta defeated the Vatsaraja and he captured the country. So in that time, Nagabhatta too was ruling that. He fought for the Kannauj, so he did not do anything impressively for their people. So what happened? Mihira Bhoja or Bhoja, son of the Rambatra from another existence. So he succeeded the country and he get all the power over the Pradigaras. Okay, so as a strong ruler, Bhoja was able to maintain the peace in this kingdom. Okay, Mihira Bhoja, he was able to maintain the peace kingdom, but Pradigaras attended their glory with a full through over all the century. So the Arab menace was firmly tackled by him. How means? So these people, they fought among each other, is it no? So it is very advantageous for the Arab. What they have done means, they moreover they motivate the kingdom, that means the Gurjara, Pradigara, Rashtrakutas, Palas, they motivate them and they tackle them. Tackle means they make over the fight among themselves. Okay, they fight among themselves. Okay, so what happened means, these Pala dynasty, they defeated the Pradigara dynasty. Okay, thus the Pradigara dynasty come to the end. So the last ruler was Mihira Bhoja. Okay, ma. So Pradigara dynasty, whatever thing we had seen that Gurjara Pradigaras, the Pradigaras or Gurjara Pradigaras is one of the prominent clans of the Rajputs. Okay, so Harichandra, he only led the foundation of the Gurjara dynasty. Nagabhatta one was the first prominent ruler. Okay, and who is the last ruler? Mihira Bhoja. Mihira Bhoja was the last prominent ruler. Did you understand the Pradigara dynasty? Okay, so what is the, simply we can say over the Pradigara dynasty. So it is otherwise called as the Gurjara Pradigara dynasty, and mostly it is one of the prominent kingdom. Okay, so Harichandra only led the foundation of Gurjara dynasty, and Nagabhatta one was the first prominent ruler of this dynasty. Okay, so these Gurjara Pradigaras, they moreover fought over the fertile land Kanaj. They need to fought against the fertile land Kanaj. So what happened? They didn't see over their own country. So here in the Pradigara dynasty, the small kingdoms, they left again with their kingdoms, and mostly everyone was free and their power was very weakened. Okay, so it took very advantageous for the Arabs to tackle the kingdom. So what happened? This Pala dynasty king, he captured the Pradigara dynasty, and moreover he defeated the Pradigara dynasty. So in this way, Pradigara dynasty come to the end. Okay, ma. So who was the last prominent ruler? Mihira Bhoja is the last prominent ruler. Okay, so who was the first ruler? Nagabhatta one. Okay, ma. See here the tripartite struggle. So you need to study this question. Okay, the tripartite struggle. So there was the prolonged tripartite struggle between the Gurjara Pradigaras of Malwa, the Rashtrakutas of Deccan, and the Palas of Bengal. So each one of them wanted to establish their supremacy over the fertile region of Kanaj. In this process, all the three powers were weakened. So thus the Pradigara dynasty come to the end. Okay, so how many royal Rajput clans are there? So there are totally 36 royal Rajput clans are there. Okay, 36. Among them, the four main clans are the Pradigaras, the Chauhans, the Chalukyas, the Paramaras of Pavas. Okay, so the Chalukyas is otherwise called as the Solankis family. Okay, ma. So the Paramaras of Pavas. So these are the four main clans of the Rajput dynasty. Okay. See here, the origin of Rajputs, there are three principal houses are there. What are they? Surya Vamsi. Surya Vamsi means the rays of the sun. Chandra Vamsi, that means the rays of the moon. Agni Kula, that means the rays of the fire god. Okay, ma. So, okay. So the remaining things we can see over in the next class. Just study the civics lesson equality questions. Okay, so we didn't touch over the questions, is it no? So study that questions. Mostly 3 or 4 short questions are there. Just study the civics lesson question. Remaining things we can see over in the next class. Just please read out the lesson and underline the one words, main one words. Okay, that is useful for you. Okay, thank you. Thank you.